In the animal kingdom, every animal has been gifted with unique features and abilities by God. Birds of the air have the gift of flight, while birds of the land can run and defend themselves. Fishes and other water creatures in the seas and rivers have the gift of swimming. Mammals have the gift of nurture, reptiles have the gift of camouflage, venom, claws, strangulation, wisdom, and more. Insects have the gift of togetherness, flight, and navigation. Everything that God made is good. One day, God called a meeting in the animal kingdom in heaven for all the animals to gather and give an account of what they had achieved with their unique gifts. Each animal took turns presenting their accomplishments, both good and bad. It was then the tortoise's turn. Tortoises are reptiles that belong to the Testudinidae family of the order Testudines. They have a smooth shell that they consider their mobile home. 2 days before the meeting in heaven, the tortoise asked Bald Eagle if he could ride on his back to the meeting. However, Bald Eagle refused the request. Tortoise then threatened to reveal Bald Eagle's secret of how he became bald to the entire animal kingdom if he didn't agree to take him to the meeting. Since Bald Eagle knew that Tortoise was known for being privy to everyone's secrets, he reluctantly agreed to carry Tortoise to the meeting. On the day of the meeting, Bald Eagle picked up Tortoise and flew him to heaven for the meeting. The tortoise was standing before God and all the creatures, giving a testimony of all he had achieved. "As you all know, I am the tortoise most loved by God," he said. Some of the animals rolled their eyes and whispered, "Here we go again, it's going to be a long day once he starts bragging." Nonetheless, the tortoise continued, "And the reason I am very sure of that is because I'm the smartest of all, the wisest of all." The snake rolled his eyes and hissed. The tortoise went on to say, "I live longer than all the animals, I have a great house that is mobile, hard, and smooth. I blend in with my environment, and with that, I get all the tea that I use for my benefit. Just like I bargained with Baldy, my dear friend," referring to Bald Eagle, who is bald and just painted his feathers to blend in. Everyone gasped, and some of the female eagles fainted. "Oh, shut it! He's not completely bald, just has white weird-looking feathers from his neck upwards, like you all don't have your secrets," said the tortoise, winking at Bald Eagle, who was embarrassed and in fumes. The tortoise continued bragging until he finished his testament. Then God gave everyone their various orders and new missions, and the meeting ended. After the meeting was over, the tortoise went to meet Bald Eagle, who was sitting alone in shame and anger. The tortoise comforted the Bald Eagle and told him not to mind the other animals who were behaving as if they were better than him. The tortoise also revealed that all the other animals had their embarrassing secrets and that he knew them all. He offered to share the tea with Bald Eagle, but with a catch. The Bald Eagle looked at him and then looked away. The tortoise then suggested they leave as the place was getting quiet. Although the tortoise's home was with him everywhere he went, he still needed to be with others to gather information. The tortoise believed that information was power, and he made the most of it whenever he could. The Bald Eagle agreed to go with the tortoise, and they left together. The Bald Eagle picked up the tortoise and they flew out of heaven. As they continued flying, the tortoise noticed that instead of getting close to the ground they were going higher than normal. He then said, "Hey Baldy, why are we going higher? You need to calm yourself. I'm still here and I can't fly. So just get me down and go fly around by yourself." The Bald Eagle replied, "Who are you calling Baldy? When did my name change from Eagle to Baldy?" The Bald Eagle continued flying higher. "But look at your head now, it is looking like you are bald, and it suits you. As your friend, I won't lie to you," says the tortoise. The Bald Eagle replied, "You did not just lie to me, you threatened me, humiliated me in front of everyone, and still have the guts to tell me to give you a ride down to earth, after changing my name. Oh! It is the audacity for me, Mr. Tortoise. And you will pay dearly." With an angry voice. At that moment, Tortoise knew he was in a complete mess and started pleading. But Bald Eagle took him as high as possible and said, "I think I have gotten to your destination. Time to let go, and make sure to avoid me if you survive this fall." And before Tortoise could say a word, he saw himself falling and realized that he is going to crash. The tortoise withdrew into his smooth shell, praying that he would survive the fall, and promising to change his ways, to never have anything to do with flying again. He crashed to the ground, and his shell cracked. When he emerged from the shell, he was relieved to have survived and was kissing the ground. However, when he looked up, he realized his shell has cracked. He screamed. Suddenly, he heard voices coming from the forest towards his direction. He quickly retracted back into his shell. He realized that the voices passed him without realizing the tortoise was the one who had fallen and was screaming. He emerged from his shell with an evil grin on his face and said to himself, "This is the perfect camouflage. Let the games begin." And that was how the tortoise got its cracked pattern shell.